Another Cardano ADA news update. This one, we have some interesting things that are coming out from projects that are building some really awesome tools out there. And this is looking into perpetuals. We have a couple of protocols building perpetuals now on Cardano. This is a big thing in other crypto ecosystems, and now they're coming to Cardano as well. We can really see the ecosystem here starting to mature, and I'm pretty excited about it. So first off, we'll have a look at the overall rankings here of TVL on DeFi Llama. We can still see Indigo number one there with their TVL at 62.6 million. We will look into the first news items about Indigo as well, so we'll talk about it in a moment. Everything overall is looking quite good for the previous month of November. We've got lots of green percentage growth there. The really interesting one here that stands out is Fluid token. They've got that massive 2,526% increase on their protocol over the last month. So really phenomenal growth numbers there to see on the borrowing and lending protocol using NFTs as collateral. So it's really interesting to see them grow over the last month. But let's have a look at our first news item here. And this one here is rather important, especially if you're in the Indigo ecosystem. The last DAO proposal that went through around increasing the MCR, the minimum collateral required to mint IUSD, has passed and has gone now up to 150% in collateral. So now if you have minted any of the IUSD on their platform, you can see it here down here. Let me just zoom in on this one. So if you have gone through and minted any IUSD, look at that collateral ratio. You may very well be liquidated very soon if you don't pay attention to this. All of these here that you can see, if it's under that 150%, you are at risk of being liquidated and losing your assets. So really important that you pay attention to that and have a look at what your debt positions are. So here we have, this will go into effect on the 1st of December, 8 p.m. UTC. So really not much time. It's just basically today from when this episode is being released. You have till 8 p.m. to change the amount of collateral on your position there to ensure that you are safe in doing so. So please check that out. This is all to help the price of IUSD and bring it back to peg, trying to reduce the supply of IUSD in the Indigo ecosystem. So make sure you check that one out, have a look at that and fix up your collateral debt positions and make sure you're safe there. Now the next one here is around TeddySwap. So TeddySwap launched a couple of days ago. They're a brand new DEX that's launched on Cardano, and they are now starting their incentives with rewards for providing liquidity on the DEX. Now, there are, of course, risks when providing liquidity. You could suffer from permanent loss. So please make sure you do your research and understand what you're getting into when providing liquidity on a DEX. But they do now have their rewards being distributed for the various trading pairs that they have on the platform. You can read up about the farming rewards that are being released on the platform at the moment. We got Teddy ADA, ADA IBTC, ADA IUSD, ADA CBTC, and ADA Cherry, which are the trading pairs where you can start accruing rewards right now. And we have a list of other farms here that are being added in. So if you're interested in farming any more rewards for those various tokens, check out the platform. There may be something of interest there that you have some assets and they're just lying around and you want to try and earn a couple more ecosystem tokens. Have a look. There might be something in there for you. Now, this leads me on to the next news item here, and this is around TeddySwap being added into the DEX Aggregator, DEX Hunter. Now they're doing an amazing job, DEX Hunter is, that is, doing an amazing job of integrating everything they can in the Cardano ecosystem. So now they support all 7 out of 7 DEXs, so that only took a little while to integrate in TeddySwap. But if you're doing a swap on Cardano, it's most likely you're going to use a DEX aggregator such as DEX Hunter to try and find you the best price out there for the token that you're after. And having another one added in there gives you an extra liquidity option and hopefully better trading options as well. So each one of these DEXs has a different fee ratio. They have different amount of price impact depending on the liquidity that they have as well. And DEX Hunter, being one of the DEX aggregators out there, will help you find the best price possible. So I highly encourage you to check that out. There are ways to get discounts in or reduce your trading fees on all these platforms too. So make sure you check that out and see if it's all possible for you. Now, one of the new features that DEX Hunter is bringing out is the DCA, or dollar cost averaging contract, and that is being audited by TX Pipe. And I believe this is really close to being completed, and you'll be able to go through and use a DCA strategy on the DEX Hunter platform. Now, I did a previous video around DCA, how that all works. You can get to it in the top right-hand corner there. I did it when looking at the Axo trading platform and doing some strategies on there and how to actually do a DCA, provide some assets and let that smart contract buy your assets over a certain period of time. But we're starting to see more and more platforms out there, such as DEX Hunter, also integrate and create DCA contracts. So I guess they've seen one platform do it and it's all possible, and they can see the strategy and the way that they implemented it, and now they're mimicking those ideas and putting it onto their own platform. And having a DCA within DEX Hunter, which is being integrated almost everywhere in the Cardano ecosystem, from wallets to other dApps, is really cool, because you'll be able to use the direct swap there and get the optimal price, do your DCA, do your direct spot trading, all through DEX Hunter. So here's a little sneak peek of the DCA from DEX Hunter as well. What we can see here is the amount of ADA that we're putting in. So we're putting in 12,500 ADA into this particular DCA. What are we buying? We're buying SNEC, and we're doing a buying interval of daily. So every day it's going to buy a little bit, and it's going to buy a quantity of 20 each particular trade. So that will set up in a smart contract, and based on the price every day on that interval, it will buy you an extra amount of SNEC. So it's a really nice interface, really simplified in regards to how you can set up that DCA. And then I'm assuming there's other screens where you can manage your DCA, cancel it at any time, and retrieve your assets that are locked into that smart contract, which are there to buy on a daily basis. Now, the other DEX aggregator that is building up a little bit of steam at the moment is ADA Markets. And this one is one that is created by Paddy and Paul from Cardano with Paul. So you may have seen some other videos around Paul going through it and showing it how the DEX aggregator works. But they also have a DCA strategy that's working on their platform too. So, or like I said earlier, a lot of these platforms are looking at and seeing what other people are doing, what other teams are doing, and then implementing it within their platforms too. So it's really good to see a little bit of competition out there as well. Different types of implementations of how it's done. So different UI, different UX. So we'll see eventually which one wins out. There probably will be one that is more popular than the others, but it's really good to see that there is innovation and competition in the ecosystem. So we're going to see a lot of really cool solutions coming out soon. Now, there is a really nice blog post from the team at Tools that goes through the ADA Markets DEX aggregator and their DCA feature as well. So if you want to learn a little bit more about it, please check out that blog post. I'll put a link to it down below for you. Paul has also done a video about this as well. Again, I'll put links down below so you can watch the video, learn a little bit more about DCA and how it all works on ADA Markets. Now, the next news item here is quite interesting, and this is Perpetuals. We have Option Flow bringing Perpetuals to Cardano, but we also have DEX Hunter bringing Perpetuals. Now, both of these teams have put out Fund 11 Catalyst proposals, seeking funds to build out these brand new features on Cardano, and they're super, super interesting. Now, for those that don't know about Perpetuals, it's a new concept that I've personally only learned myself as well. And perpetual swaps are a type of derivative contract in the crypto world. And unlike traditional futures contracts, which have an expiry date, perpetuals do not expire. This means you can hold a position for as long as you want, and the idea is that you bet on a future price of that particular cryptocurrency, such as ADA, without actually owning it. So imagine you think ADA is going to go up in price. You can enter that long position using a perpetual swap contract. And if the price of ADA does go up, you make a profit. Conversely, if you think the ADA price will go down, you can enter a short contract, and if the price falls, you profit. It's all about predicting that market movement. Of course, you can get this wrong as well, so there is a risk that you go the wrong way. Now, how is this different from spot trading? So in spot trading, you buy and sell the actual cryptocurrency at the current market price. You own ADA and you can use it, hold it, you can stake it, you can do all sorts of other things with it as well. But with perpetuals, you're not buying ADA itself, you're trading it. You're trading on its price movement in the future. It's like betting on the price direction without holding the coin itself. Now, as you can imagine, perpetuals can be a lot riskier than the regular spot trading, but they do offer higher leverage, which means you can trade more than you actually hold and make bigger gains, but also bigger losses. So it's really important to understand the particular risks around perpetuals before getting into any of this. So it's pretty exciting to see these particular platforms build perpetuals on Cardano. If you have a look at some of the other markets out there, this is QuickSwap's perps or perpetuals, and they've been driving a huge amount of liquidity and trading over on the Polygon ecosystem. And it's not just Polygon, it's other ecosystems as well, Arbiter and Optimism. They all have these idea of perpetuals where you can bet on that future price movement. And it's driving a lot of traffic and a lot of liquidity over there as well. So it's really interesting to see how other ecosystems have fared with perpetuals, and now it's coming to Cardano as well. And maybe I can actually talk to the team so we can learn a little bit more about perpetuals and how they're going to implement it, the ideas and concepts around it, and what the user experience might be when they launch these perpetuals. I know these teams will launch perpetuals on Cardano even if they don't get the funding. So it's going to be a really interesting DeFi landscape on Cardano in 2024. Now, do you remember Yoroi? It's that wallet that we all had in the early days when staking ADA. And Yoroi was the go-to mobile wallet for sure. And there now are a lot more competitors out there. We have Jero, and we also have Vespa Wallet in the mobile space, both fantastic wallets. But Yoroi is playing catch up, and they're spending a lot of time in development building new features into the wallet app itself, improving it and adding in things that you all need. And one of them is a Fiat on-ramp, and this one here they're doing with Banax. I gave it a go. I had a little play to see how it all works, and it's a really quick and easy process. It's very similar to how it works on Vespa with their integration with Uphold, and I thought that was a really good integration and a really easy on-ramp. And then a few days later, we hear that Yoroi is doing the same thing. So they are very well aware of what they need to do to improve the Yoroi wallet, and I know a huge amount of people still use Yoroi as well. It's a very simple wallet, very straightforward. And to see them now pick up their development and do these type of integrations is really cool. So we got the Fiat on-ramp, and in this video here, you can see me actually playing around with it and giving it a go. So highly recommend, if you still have Yoroi on your mobile, have a look at it and see what you think. Let me know in the comments down below. This next item from Yoroi is also from TeddySwap, and the Yoroi team had integrated in TeddySwap's DEX Aggregator. So, there's a bit of a theme here. We're talking about DEX aggregators. We're talking about all these platforms that are bringing the DeFi ecosystem together, and TeddySwap is one of them. And with their DEX aggregator now within the Yoroi wallet, and like I said, it still has a huge market penetration out there and a lot of users using it, you can now swap assets directly in your Yoroi wallet for anything else out there. And I did have a look also at the asset management screen within Yoroi too, and you can see there now it also supports NFTs, other assets. You can see the icons and everything come in. So it's changing, it's upgrading, it's updating. And it's really good to see Yoroi doing the development that's required to improve that wallet. So check it out, all the links down below. And that is my last news item for this episode. If you enjoyed it, please consider giving me that thumbs up, click subscribe, click on the notification bell, all the links and references down below for you. And I'll see you in the next video.